All right, what's up, folks? Today is July the 5th, 2024. Yesterday was July the 4th. If you celebrate that, then happy day after the 4th. And so today has been a good day so far. My discipline is not as good as I would love for it to be, and so I'm really going to work myself back into transitioning to doing more with my automation, with my trades. So here goes nothing. So this is what's going on today. All right, so actually earlier this morning I was just trying to set up my script. So I'll show you the script that I put together, and it was pretty basic, but I just wanted to see how it ran. So when I worked on my when I worked on my automation scripts from before, I don't know if you remember seeing some of those, but essentially my automation script, the template looks like this. It starts from here and it goes all the way down. So this is my automation template. It's all that, right? So that's a lot. When I put this script together here, I did this one together. I did this one the other day on the live. Came up with this bit of information right here. So this is the core of the condition, the criteria that needs to be met for the strategy. And then so when this is all true, then condition 3 is equal to true. Once this is met and we do something with it, then we set condition 3 to equal to false, and then we kind of start back all over. If live is equal to false, then it's going to be it's just going to be just kind of a regular strategy that isn't a live strategy. So when we do it this way, when we say false, then we can actually do the optimization and everything like that. But when live is equal to true, then we are actually putting on our orders. We're using order tickets. So we have a regular order here, the initial order, then we have a bracket order ticket, we have a order sends order ticket, which starts off with the order ticket and then sends the bracket order ticket. Again, that's something that I learned with TradeStation, is that when you put in the initial order, you also need to have your protection orders, or at least you need to have a protection order on the bottom side of your position. You can't just have a position hanging with no stop. If you do, then they will margin call you, right? So I had to make sure that when I sent an order, that I had a bracket order, or at least a protection order on the bottom side to protect the back side. All right, so then we also have the accounts provider, we have the positions provider, and then we have a flattened order. So if time is equal to end of the day, this actually needs to be 15:55, but we'll see if it works here. We're getting close to 2:55, which this is 2:55. So once 2:55 hits, it should first it should flatten the position, and then it should cancel all the orders. Now it can still put on a new order based on the way all this is set up, but it will flatten the position and cancel all the existing orders. So we have a take profit of six points, and then this is just actually converted to ticks because the price offset has got to be ticks, and then we have minus 5 points for the protection side. Now I set this up last night and I let it run and it didn't send anything. If anybody else is having any problems with this, I'll tell you the only thing that I changed on this is when I had my bracket orders here. This was none. And so this morning I kind of remember that it needed to be parent plus. So this is taking the parent order and it's either adding to it or subtracting from it for the limit, for the target limit or the protection stop. So you need to change this to parent plus. This is a drop down. Can't see it now, but this is a drop down. Change this to parent plus, change this to parent plus. And once I change that to parent plus, I got a bunch of orders come through. So it worked great. Of course, live is equal to true, and the thing here is that when live is equal to true, it runs the script on every single bar. And so if on every single bar live is equal to true and all this is equal to true, then it's going to try to put on an order. You don't need to run this for bars that happened in the past, because you don't want it to try to put on a live current order for a met condition criteria from the past. You don't want that. So you need to change and make sure that you are only putting on new orders if it's a real-time bar. If it's get app info is equal to AI real-time calc equals 1. All right, so we got that. With that being said, this is kind of what happened today. It's not the totality of what happened today. Like I said, the first part to tell you about what happened for the day was that in here I had some orders on, or maybe I had one order on and it wasn't, my script wasn't right. Oh, no. I woke up first thing in the morning and I was looking at my script. Let's see, why isn't this? There we go. When I came to the chart first thing this morning and I looked at my script, it placed this one. No, I placed this one last night manually. And all these right here, it was supposed to be firing on the blue dots, supposed to be firing on the blue dots, supposed to be firing on the blue dots. It didn't fire on the blue dots throughout the course of the night. Like I said, I got up in the morning. I said, what's going on? So when I looked at it about 7 o'clock or so, I fixed the script, and then once I fixed the script and I reran it, that's when I got a bunch of orders to pop on right here, because I didn't have get app info equal to AI real-time calc. Once I did that, I got a bunch of orders put on, so I went ahead and immediately canceled those, turned the script off, and then once I fixed it and I turned the script back on, now we got this very next entry. It took a position. Look at this. This is crazy. It took a position, and my stop loss was what? 5 ticks to the bottom side. 5 ticks to the bottom side. Take profit was 6 ticks to the top side. It went just beyond 5 ticks to the bottom side. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Which is also very cool to let me know that my the optimization is accurate, does work well, and of course when you get it to work well, it's going to be right there on. It should be right on the line of being effective, ineffective. It should straddle the line, and so this is definitely straddling the line of your stop loss. Right? It just got hit, so that's okay. But if it didn't get hit, we would have went out to the top side, and we certainly would have taken profit on that initial trade. And this one here, because we were already into a position, we did not take on a new position. We waited till we got out of position before we could take on any new position, which the next one happened to be right here. We took profit on that one, and then we took profit on this one, and then we took profit on this one, and now we're currently in a position right now. We entered there, and it's stop loss is here, take profit is up here, 246. Like I said, we got about 9 more minutes before this position should flatten, so hopefully we flatten to the top side of it. Nonetheless, typically the way I'm trading right now, even for my automation, I'm really basing everything on the liquidity that is available during institutional trading hours. So I'm not going to be putting on trades at 6:37 in the morning. Like I said, I only set that up so that I could get multiple trades going on in real time and instantly, so I can see if orders are being put on the way that they're supposed to be. So that's the only reason why we're taking orders here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have taken any orders through here up until about 9:45. We would have started taking orders. So we wouldn't have taken this order here. So here we lost, here we won, but so those two should have been a wash of each other. And so technically for the day, we should have won once and twice. So at 6 ticks to the upside, that should have been what is 6 ticks? That is 65, $300. So we should be up $600 for the day, and then plus another 25 unrealized profit for the day. So that being said, man, I mean, now this is obviously a bullish day, so it is what it is. If we get into more of a sideways day or something like that, we can maybe have a opportunity to see what it looks like in a choppy market. But for now, this is what we got. So I'm pleased. Yeah, look how bullish it is today. Okay. All right, so let's go. While I do have a position on, let's go ahead and make the script that I was talking about making. So really, like today, I was out hanging out with the wife, so I had this running. And again, this is on a simulation account. This is my sim account. I was going to put this on the real account for today, but I needed to make sure that I had everything, all the bits and pieces together for the automation before I really start putting everything on. And looks like I did, right? So, like I said, I just put this strategy together, copy and paste it over here onto the strategy part, and then I went ahead and made the order tickets, and everything worked out. So I just need to make sure that my logic, when I'm putting this stuff together, I need to make sure that my logic is sound, and I'm not fumbling a lot over stuff. And so I really didn't fumble, and so I think I'm ready. So over the weekend, I'll probably putting together some strategy that I can employ next week, just to let it run and see how it does. If it makes money, cool. If it doesn't, then cool too. But I just need to get out of my fear zone of letting the automation work its magic. So like I said, now it's 2:49. We have about 6 more minutes before this ends. So like I said, what I wanted to do is I wanted to put together a script that will, like I said, while I'm out hanging out with the wife or something like that. What I'm currently doing is I'm tapping into my computer. I'm logging into my computer, and I'm seeing screen share what my profit and loss is. I'd rather just have the script tell me like every couple minutes, like if you're in profit, or if your P&L is negative, send me a message every 5 minutes to let me know what the amount is. If your P&L is positive, send me a message every 10 minutes to let me know what the what my current P&L is. So let's see if we can put this together pretty quick. I doubt I can get together in 5 minutes, but certainly not 5 minutes to give me increments of messages sent. But let's do this. Let's say P&L updates. Okay, so we're going to do using tsdata.common. We need to, I don't know what we need as far as variables. Let's do, we definitely need accounts provider. We might only need accounts provider. We might not need positions provider. Yeah, let's go positions provider. So if we're in a position, then tell us what's going on with the account. Okay, so positions provider and accounts provider. There's AP. We're going to call that AP, and then load it. Go and double click that. That'll be yes. Name accounts. It'll just be whatever the account that I have open on the chart, because that's what I'm looking for. Load, yes, okay. And then this is going to be PP. And accounts, I can leave, whatever I have open. And then symbols, whatever symbol I have on the screen, because I'm only trading one thing at a time. I mean, as of yet, as things get better and as I do more, then it'll be more. But for right now, all right. So we don't need to filter longs or shorts. So now let's come over here and we'll say if we have a position on, so if positions provider dot data of 0 index, position with the specified index in the collection, because we should only have one position on at a time, the way I'm trading currently, because we should only have one position on in the index collection. So that'll be the 0th index dot position provider dot open P&L is less than 0. Then we're going to, I don't know if I can send message from here. I know I can use an alert and send a message, but alert. I know there is something that I can do with sending messages. So I just got to figure that out. Oh, I think it's like alert configuration, but that's under a variable. Alert config. I think that's using a namespace. So we'll try using EL system. EL system. And then alert. Come on. Alarm events. Alerts. All right, let's do this. Let's right click. Let's go to alert configuration because I know that's what it is. There's alert there. Alert configuration. Alert configuration class, right? Well, how come it didn't show up? Enable frequency global notification. So this is what would set up my my email, right? It's under drawing objects, really? Using EL system dot drawing objects. And then we go down here. Now we got drawing objects namespace up. Now we can go to alert configuration. There it is. And we'll put AC for alert configuration. Make that null. And then we'll say, then I imagine that we have to call this once. So AC once equals new AC. Let's do is it alert once AC is equal to alert configuration dot okay, so I don't think that it's got doesn't have anything that's initialized when you first started, so let's just do new configuration. Then we're going to if the open P&L is less than 0, then let's go back here and see did it close us out. Oh, it did. Well, it's nothing. Yeah, nice. Okay, so the time was 2:55, right? Time turned to 2:55, and when the time turned to 2:55, it exited our position. So it did flatten our position. I think it flattened it maybe to a, just barely in a profit, but that's fine. I don't know how come I don't have my mouse showing up on this screen, but if you see here, line number 2, we bought it at 56.17.00 and we sold it at 56.17.75. We bought it at 142, sold it at 255. Okay, good. All right, and then we canceled both orders because we sent that market to close, and then we canceled the other 2 bracket orders. Very good, very good. So today, like I said, we're up 368, but that was also because, like I said, when I was in earlier, I had to close out 7 positions immediately, just market order, just to get them out of there. So technically today we would have been up like, I don't know, $650, something like that. But like I said, the way that I have the script set up is it exited our position at 255, but it can put on another position anytime. Anytime we get a new order here, it can put on a new position. So typically what I do is I say that it can only put on a position during Eric's market, which is between like 9:45 and 3:55, 9:45 and 3:45 in the afternoon. Okay, yeah, so all that works. So that means that all I got to do is just put on my script. You know, whatever script I want to. All right, so since we're out of position, now we're just going to play around with it. So what I'll do is I'll manually put on some positions once we get the script set up. I'll manually put on some positions so we can see how this script works. So what we'll do is we'll say if pp data of the 0 index open P&L is less than 0, then we're going to AC dot, and I don't know how to use the notification here, but we'll say AC. I think this is going to enable it for the entire script. So there's some playing around to be done here, but I think that probably what we need to end up doing is turning on the notifications, and then if it doesn't meet the criteria, we can turn it off. No, I tell you what. Then we're going to alert. And what are we going to alert? We're going to alert. We need to alert what the P&L is. So the P&L is here. That's going to be what the value is. So we need to put that number in here. So like when it sends it to my phone, when it sends it as an email or something to my phone, I need it to send what that amount is. So to say something like, I think I can do this. Format dot string, or is it string that format? String dot format. All right. Your P&L is that, and then we'll put the squiggly brackets, put a 0 because that's the only, we only need to put one number in there, and then so after the number we'll put a $, because I don't think it'll include a $, is that, and then we'll put the in parentheses. All right, and then for here, for the first, I think all we have to do is put that. I don't think we have to put 0 equals. Let's put that and verify. Okay, so yeah, so alert configuration cannot be created, so it looks like we don't even need that. But like I said, we're not even hardly using it there. All right, so okay, so now we're just going to add this in here, and this was called P&L updates. Okay, so we're going to put this as scaling, same as underlying, because it really doesn't plot anything. All right, here we got an error: data in the provider cannot be accessed until the object is loaded, which I thought we had put load is equal to true. Load is equal to true. Okay, and that's for positions provider, and then for, we already did it for that one. Okay, so go back there, go here, Alt T, turn that on. Argument index in call to method position is invalid. All right, so you know what that's saying? That's saying that that's saying this. We're saying if the first position is less than 0, if the profit loss of the first position is less than 0, then we're going to alert. Well, we don't have anything in the first position, so it's calling on the first position, but we don't have anything there. So we need to say if pp dot, or that's where we go to and we say, hey, if we do have a position on, then we want to look at this. So if pp dot data, you can do try account dot data pp dot try position string ID, or symbol and account. So we go symbol account, we'll go symbol get account ID. If that is equal to true, or if it's not null, because this returns a null or not null. So I don't think you can use true there. I tried that earlier on something else and it didn't work. So if try position is not null, which means that it does exist, then begin. Then we're going to do this. All right, verify that. Come back over here, Alt T, turn it on. Now no errors. Okay, we have no errors, but what we want to do is we want to turn this on, and for P&L updates, we go to here. You see alert is no. We're going to turn alert on, enable alert. Doesn't have to be continuously. We'll just alert once. Now, this is also something that I learned is that we don't want to alert it once, because what happens if you alert it once is it will alert one time and then it won't alert again. If you have something happen more than once, it'll alert one time and that's it. So to get around that, the script has to, as far as I can tell, the script has to plot something. So I wonder if we can just tell it to print something. But I think it's got to plot something. So we'll but I don't want it to plot a lot of stuff. I just want it to plot just one thing. So let's see if we can just do a one statement. Once plot 1 is going to be the low. So on the first bar of the chart, it's going to plot the low, and that's it. All right, so verify that. Come back over here, and it's still on. That's good. So, and you see, we did exit there at 255, but it's still trying to move up. So I think our initial, let's see, where were we trying to target? You right click there, go to account orders and positions. You can go to cancel, display the order lines of your canceled orders. So open, queued, open, and field are already set to show. Field? Yeah, let's turn it on. All right. Got order quantity and everything on there. All right, so we'll see where we canceled the order at, right? So you see we put it on here. So when we took a position on here, we got a stop down here. We got to take profit up here. This should be 5 points to the bottom side, 6 points to the take profit. This is our initial order entry. So we enter it here, and then when we got to here, this flattened order took effect and it canceled these orders. So these orders stopped right here. So this would have been our take profit up here. You see, same way over here, when we took this position, when we entered the position here, the stop loss is here, the take profit is up here, and then once we exit the position, the bracket orders, so the top bracket got hit, the take profit, so it automatically canceled the bottom side. Now this was a very quick one. When we got into the market on this one, we were only into the market on a couple bars. So that was cool. All right, it looks like it put us in another position here just now. And our new profit target is up there. However, like I said, if we had not exited this position based on our 255 criteria, which should have been set at 355 anyways, so no big deal, but it's just good to see that everything is working properly. Our take profit would have been here, so we never would have exited because we didn't hit our stop loss down here, and we didn't hit our take profit yet, so we never would have been out of position as of yet. So just to kind of give some reference there. Okay, so let's go back to here. Let's see if we can, when we go back to the edit studies, because we put that plot on for just one bar, one time. Now we go to edit studies and we go to alerts and enable alert. Now you see that you can alert once per bar. So because we are actually plotting something. When we weren't plotting anything before, there was no ability to alert once per bar, and we need that, right? So now we're going to use the global messaging position. We're going to send an alert to me, and yeah, we hit OK. I don't know why it's thinking so hard right now. There we go. Okay, all right, so now what I wanted to do, so what's going to happen now technically is the way that this is set up is on every bar. It's not set on, so if we go to properties, it's not set on intrabar. If it was set on intrabar, then with every tick, it would send us a new email. And then I have done that before where I didn't really know what I was doing and set things up on the intrabar order or intrabar persist, updating on every tick, and then it go, it tried to give me like 1,000 emails. Look, here we go. See, your P&L is negative $12.50. You see that? That is awesome. And it should have went to my phone. It should have sent me a, there it goes. No, that's not it yet. That's my, I think that's saying that, nope, that was it. No, that's actually showing me, it's a little bit late on the buy notification, so that's just showing me that it bought. And I've noticed that some of these emails are a little bit slow to come through, so I'll be keeping an eye on that and seeing if there's anything I can do about that, because I have it being emailed to me, and then that email is being sent out to my phone. So let me go directly to my email. Yeah, so when I sent it directly to my email, it's here. And let me see. I don't know if you can see that. That's how it looks. Alright, well. It says your P&L is negative $12. Yeah, I want you to see how this is set up, because otherwise it's not, like I said, you got to see the utility in it to understand why I'm doing this. So let me do this. Give me 2 seconds, and I'm going to set this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I got something here, so let me see if I can. Ooh, let me do this. Let me download it. And I love the interconnectedness of computers and everything. I know it's bad, it's terrible, but it's also, for a guy like me, I'm excited about it. So let's see. Samsung load. There we go. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna click on that. All right, so this is the email that it sends to me, right? So your P&L is negative $12.50. Source P&L updates. That's the script that we put together, and that's when it was sent at 3:08 p.m. So, like I said, this is going to send. This should send once per bar as long as we're in the negative. So, okay, yeah, you see there's the other one right there, right? 312. Now, I'm curious though. I don't know how many. It's kind of vacillating right there. Let's see. This was 308. All right, this bar closed positive. This bar closed negative, negative, negative. So we should have got another 2 or 3 emails. that said that we were in the negative. And there they go. We got one at 3:10 p.m., one at 3:11 p.m., and one at 3:12 p.m. Very good. Man, I love this. I love this. All right. I mean, it's programming at its finest. So I wouldn't want them to come that often. I'd want them to come maybe every 5 minutes, or you could set it up to say where if your P&L is greater than, if you're really getting nervous, if your P&L is, and you should really step away from intervention if you are automated, right? But see here now, P&L is minus $25. If you're automated, you should really step away from your own personal intervention. However, if you are that kind of person who you really, need to know what's going on, then if you could set it up to say where if your P&L is less than $25, then send a message every 5 minutes. Or if it's less than $50, then send a message every 1 minute, something like that. But I think with that, you need a timer. Yeah, you would do something like say, all right, well, take an inventory of what your P&L currently is moving forward. If it's less than, say, 50, then that would make a variable. That would change a variable, make that variable like your interval, right? So you would say if the P&L is less than 0, then the variable would be 5. Now, I think you do it in reverse order. So you do it something like this, because the way that you might run into a method, or if you did a switch, I hadn't done a switch in a while. Switch X case. I think you do 4 case X is 0. You say switch X, and then I think you'd say begin. I'm not sure if you do 4 or not. Case X greater than 5. I'm going to figure this out in a second, because it's going to give me some errors, and then I'll know. Okay, so if case is greater than 4, no. So we're going to say, so X is going to be our profit loss, and we're going to say if it's greater than 100, then Y equals equals 5. We're going to be switching the Y, okay, because the Y is going to be changing with every one. X is what we're going to bring in from our from the body of the program. So the body of the program is going to be X is going to be equal to how much we are into profit and loss. And again, we can't assign X unless we already know that we have a position on. Otherwise, it's going to tell us that we have an invalid index. So we'll move this up here. We'll say X is equal to whatever that profit loss is. Okay, and so switch Y begin. Case X is greater than 100. Then we want to check every 5 minutes. All right, for case X greater than 50, then Y equals every 2 minutes. And actually, we want to do this in reverse order. So if less than negative 12, because it's going to be a negative number. So if it's less than negative 12, then y equals 5. If it's less than negative 12, then we're not that concerned, because we're only down 12 bucks. If x is less than negative 50, then we're a little bit more concerned, so we'll check every 2 minutes. And then if x is less than, what happened? Oh, I thought it took us out of a position. Okay. All right, so if x is less than negative 100, then y is equal to 5. Okay, so, and then if it's none of those, I think we have to put something if it's none of those. It'd be like case y equals, I know I'm screwing this up, so let's see how bad we screwed it up. Okay, so we got errors there. That's because we are here. An unknown identifier. Well, we definitely need to have a identifier for y. Okay, numerical expression expected here. Case x. All right, I hate to do it, but like I said, I don't use case switch often enough, so let's see what we got. All right, so switch, we need to put that in parentheses, and then we'll do begin. So we got the begin right, we got the switch right. Case is, okay, or we can just put case, the number. That is case. The case is the switch, is the value 1, so we don't need to. Okay. Case 1 to 5, value 1, value 3. For that case. Okay, so we're not really switching. We're switching the case. We're switching x. We're not really switching y. Because this could be anything. So we could be talking about value 3, we could be talking about value 2. So whatever we're doing could change from 1 to 1. So case will be what we are evaluating. And so case 100. Case 100. Okay, so you do have to put a colon. There we go. And then put default for the last one. Okay, so the default is going to be every 10 minutes. Then we're going to send a default is going to be y is equal to 10. Then we're going to send every 10 minutes. And then case less than 100. Y is equal to 5. Case less than 50, then y is equal to 2. Case less than we'll go negative 12. Y is equal to 5. All right, and the reason why you do it in this order is because the first time that this criteria is met, it's going from top to bottom. The first time that this criteria is met, it will send this. It won't continue to evaluate the rest of them, okay? So, and that's why you have to put a default in the end, because if none of these cases are met, it's got to do something. So it's just going to say the default is equal, y is equal to 10. So if case is less than 100, so starting from top to bottom, if you're really red, then you need to go ahead and assign that you want to send something every 1 minute. If you are a little bit red, you're less than $50 in the hole, then so you're not quite $100 in the hole, but you are less than $50 in the hole, then you want to check it every 2 minutes. And if you're less than negative $12, then you're going to check it every 5 minutes. All right, so that should work. All right, so no errors there. now we have to figure out how to reintroduce this y back up here. So how do we... Well, it depends. Well, I was just going to say that you could do it by the number of bars, right? So if you're on a 1 minute time frame, if you go 10 bars, then you're 10 minutes. If you're on a 5 minute time frame, then that changes. So depending on the time frame that you're using, you could make your script accordingly. However, let's use a timer, right? So timer, TM, no, I'm not super fluent with using a timer, but let's do new timer. Okay, so the question is, when we do the timer, I think it goes in milliseconds. Occurs whenever the timer object expires. So I tell you what, since we are likely going to use the events object handler, let's go into our box and put it as a box, and then we're just going to make this TM. It's already in use, so let's just get this one out of here. That out. Come on, TM. All right, enable true, and then interval. Interval is going to be, yeah, it's in the number of milliseconds. Sheesh. All right, so my time, so 5 seconds. 5 seconds is 1,000. All right. All right, so now I got to do some math. All right, so the interval is going to be equal to y. You should let me put that. All right, let's do this. So it's not letting me put y right there, but my timer.interval. So tm dot when do we want to reset the timer? After we've evaluated that where our profit loss is. After we've evaluated where the profit and loss is, we're going to send an email, we're going to send an alert, and then for the next alert, we're going to base how many minutes we're going to wait based on where our current profit loss is. So that brings us down here, down to y, and then from there, we're going to say TM is TM interval is equal to y, which is going to be the number of minutes. Y is currently in minutes. All right, so we're going to do y, which is minutes. So we're going to take the minutes, multiply it times the number of seconds in a minute. So that's the number of seconds, and then we have to multiply that times 1,000 to get the number of milliseconds. Okay, that should work. Okay, no errors there. All right, so now but again, we don't want to reset this on every single bar. So this needs to be called on while we're here, and then we need to immediately run this, right? So we probably need to make this a method. Find interval method. Method void. Well, it doesn't need to be void. because we're actually going to return this y. So method, we're going to return an integer. Method integer find interval. So we're going to do find interval. Yep, find interval. That's going to give us that integer of y, right? So instead of doing y equal to 1, we'll just say return 1. Or I mean, because we could do it this way, or we could leave it as equal to y, and then when we get to the bottom, just hit return y. I think we're going to do it that way, just to make it easier on the eyes. So now when we get to the bottom, well, we do the switch. We're going to begin the method. Now within the method, we're running this switch. And then before we end the method, we'll return y. Okay, and y is going to be equal to integer. Y is going to be here, find interval. And then we need that y to be right here. This needs to be this. So cut that out. Cut there. And again, this find interval here will actually bring in this y integer. Okay, so that will set our interval for the stopwatch. That will set our interval for the timer. And then then we want to, I don't know that we need to restart the timer, but let's go to TM. Reset? I don't know. TM timer dot start. That's easy enough. Okay, and now we need to have this when the timer elapses, when it gets to the end, what are we going to do? So timer, we'll call it timer done. And that's going to make us a new method up here. So what do you want to happen when the timer is done? You want it to send another email. You want it to send another email. You want it to see if you are in a position, and if you are, check for the value, send another email. So this kind of makes like a loop almost. So this needs to be a method as well. We're going to call this method void, because we're not returning anything. Method void send notification. Send notification. Begin. That. End. Okay, get that out of here. All right, remember your methods have to happen at the top of your body. So TM equals a new timer. That needs to happen at the beginning of your body, but not before your methods. And that only needs to happen once. Remember, we only need the plot to happen once as well. So plot one of low, end, begin. Y'all think this is work, but I'm having fun with this. I mean, I really am. All right, so now we hit the verify, no issues. So that should work. Okay, let's go back over here, and we got to re-add it to the chart. Okay, it's already on the chart. So the way that you would check to see if this is working is you probably do something like every bar, check to see how much time is left on the timer. Let's do that. print. It's got to be like the timer left on the timer, so not the auto reset. We want that turned off because we technically want it to because with every message that we get sent, we're going to reanalyze what our current profit loss is, and we're going to determine if we need to have the same amount of time, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes between, or if we need to have a different amount of time between. So we're not going to do an auto reset. We're going to turn that off, and then that will reset the amount that we need, and then we will start it. And then again, when we have any elapsed timer, ooh, we need to put this. When we have an elapsed timer, we need to send notification. Why do we get an error here? Oh, tm dot auto reset clone elapse enable. I think tm.toString is probably going to tell us how much time is on the timer. Okay. All right, so we'll hit E. Nah, that didn't do it. That just prints maybe, I guess, the timer name. All right, TM methods. Starts, stops timer, initiates a new class. Example, import example. Auto reset, enable. To turn false, turn off and reset. Sets the time interval in milliseconds. So we do need enabled. Yeah, I don't know how we see. I don't know how we see the amount of time that is on the timer. I'm gonna open up that example. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and start this. Clear this and make sure that's on. It is. We're in a position, but we're positive in a position. So once we get into a negative position and the bar closes, then it should at least, if we are more than $12 to the negative, right? So we got to be at least $12 to the negative. Then we're going to send that bar, send that email. However, like I said, if to set it up to where we're not sending a new notification, we need to say because now the question is, how do we get into send notification? Because we're only getting into send notification based on here. Now we're only getting there based on here, and the timer has to be done for us to do that. Or we can, like on the first bar, send a notification. Or we can just say, hey, on every bar, check this. See if this is valid. That's what we need to do. I mean, at least from here. So send notification. Okay. Clear. That. Okay, so now on every bar, it's going to check to see if we're currently in a position. If we are, then it's going to check the P&L, and if the P&L is, even if it's less, even if it's more, we're going to get a email of our P&L every 10 minutes. If we're in the positive, we're going to get an email every 10 minutes. However, even if we're in the positive, we should at least get an initial email, because if we're in the positive, then this number, okay, but we won't get an initial one. You know what? We won't get anything. And that's okay. That's the way I have it set up. Right? So if we have a positive P&L, then we're not going to get this alert. So only alerts for negative P and L. Okay? But if we do happen to be, and so 10 doesn't matter, because if we don't meet any of this criteria, then we're positive, or we're between 0 and negative 12. If we're between 0 and negative 12, then we are less than 0. We're just not lower than negative 12. So if we are between 0 and negative 12, but it is less than 0, then it's going to send us an email every 10 minutes. But if we have a positive P&L, then it won't send us anything, because this only alerts for negative P&L. So we don't expect to have any emails sent while we're in the positive area. All right, so we're just gonna let this run and see if I get any emails, and then I will touch base back with you. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna I'm gonna do a few other things which I need to be doing anyway. Let me see. All right, so I'm gonna come off here, and then I'm gonna put you guys on. All right, I'm gonna redo this, make sure that it's got the most up-to-date information. Okay, that I can close this out, and then I will turn this on, and then I can do my thing. talking to myself. All right, sorry about that, guys. I was handling some business, and yeah, I was sitting there telling you about my statistics books, and I didn't realize that I had this thing on mute. So again, I've got the book on elementary statistics, and I've got a book on the cartoon guide to statistics. So I'll be looking through those books and trying to get my game up on data analysis, and we're going to come up with some better scripts, some even better scripts than this one that worked here today. 3 out of 4 times. Well, technically it worked 3 out of 3 times. It put us in there, put us in there, put us in here, but we got out early based on the parameters of the script, and then it put us into position one more time here, got us out on the tick. We got 2 minutes to the bell, and it looks like it might try for one more push, but that's looking kind of weak there at that point. Hit it once, twice, and you got some long pullbacks here, even though they did push up. They're still so long. The legs are so long, and the volume here is so high. It's running into some opposition here. Let's see what's going on with the market metrics. Okay. A lot of action. A lot of action. Yeah, this is just getting so aggressive here. And I mean, it's got like 20 seconds to the bell or something like that. Oh, that's the other thing I needed to do for today was I need to put together a master clock for my chart, because for some reason TradeStation does not have a master clock. You can have that ticker bar up here. I don't want that. I want like a master clock somewhere on my screen. So I'll be working on that today as well, or over the weekend. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Looks like that comes to a close of the market trading day. We did well with the automation. But so now what I want to do is I just want to put on a random position. I want to let it go negative, and then I want to see what we get on our emails. So I'm just going to take a buy here. Okay, and so once we close in the negative, it should start sending us some email notifications of where we are in our position based on the script that we put together here. Bar going to close. All right, good. See that bar close? It closed with the profit. We're at negative 25. So that should have sent me an email because we're minus $25. We're minus $25 on the close of that bar. So we were less than negative 12. So that should have sent me an email. Let's see if we got the email. Yep, we got it at 401. So we're negative $25. So now when we're at negative $25, then it should be sending us an email since we're less than, it's not less than 100. So it sent us another one. It's not less than 100. It's not less than 50. It's here. So, but it's not less than negative 12. So this would need to be a, well, it is less than negative 12. I'm sorry. It's less than negative 12. So then it should be sending us emails every 5 minutes based on y is equal to 5. But it didn't. It sent us another email immediately at 4:02. Oh, that's because we have send notifications set up here. So now as long as it's negative, it's going to send us another email. So I kind of have to go through this and see. I think what we want to do is set these up. Essentially what I want to do is if the price drops past another threshold, then we can go ahead and send another alert, and then we can, you know, re-gauge. But if it doesn't cross a threshold, then it needs to wait until we hit 5 minutes. And these thresholds are pretty close, right? So this is so for ES to go from $50 to $100 is, you know, half a point. That's 2 ticks. So that'll happen instantly, right? So really these numbers need to be wider apart for it to really make any sense. But this is the basics of what I'm looking at. All right, so I could pull this out. Try position. I think I'll check the alert out. If the open P&L is less than 0, then alerts. In order for me to see if it dropped another threshold, I need to be able to identify which threshold it's in. So, yeah, that does make it a lot more complicated, but definitely doable still. But it's just going to take some. It's going to take some rocking and rolling of that, or of those brain cells. So I don't think it's something I'm going to do right this minute, because I'm wondering if I can. I wonder if I can do a begin end right here, or if this can only be. If this only. Yeah, I think I could do a begin end here. Let's see. Yep, I can. Oh man. All right, so this is this changes the game. So y is equal to 1, and then we'll say okay, so we could say if y of a bar go is equal to 1, then if y is less than is greater than 2 or more, I'll figure it out. I figured out that, man, there's so many possibilities here. All right. So this script is going to get way more complicated, but like I said, it's going to be very valuable for me to put in my pocket, so I can know what's going on. And let's see. Yeah, so it sent me some more notifications just about my position. I guess I don't have this one set up to send me an email, send me a text message. So I need to set this up. Once I get this the way I want it, I set it up to send me a text message so that I can have it sent as a text and not just an email, because I check my text messages quicker than I check my emails. Anyway, all right, guys, I'm pretty much done with this because, like I said, I'll sit on here for hours and just kind of go through it. But let's go ahead and close this one out and be done for the day. Come on, take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. All right. Gosh, this was fun. This was a fun day. This was a fun day. Bum, 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 bum. Gonna do one more sweep before it goes up, or is it just gonna kind of fizzle right in here. Now remember, I just put this position on just so that I could see would it send me emails. So this is not a great position, or this position was not. This position was actually set up to put me in the red. So while I'm looking for it to put me in the green, I don't know, because it looks like it's going to go ahead and continue that red. It's bouncing right under this non-exponential. All right, stop me out. All right, so we are done for the day. All right, guys. Hope you had a profitable trading day. I guess I have to come on later, or I will work on the order block indicator a little bit later, or over the weekend. Right there. Look at that. Give me that money back. Give me that back. And this is why I would rather automate trade than manually trade. Because manually trading, oh, so emotional. Anyway, guys, I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.